This is the cozy cabin built for John Rawson. As you can see, it's 16 feet long, has the custom zip-D awning, which is, as you can tell from up above, is locked down. It will stay locked down until it's delivered tomorrow. Has exterior outlet right here. As you can see, has that ready to go weather tight. Inside the door, we have the screen door, which currently is attached to the main door by this latch. This latch, once you pull this out, it detaches the screen door and allows you, excuse me for just a second, it allows you to close the screen door, and you can cover up this hole with the Velcro, and it allows you to close the screen door. Now the screen door is latched, and you can leave the main door open. If you'll come around this side for just a moment, you'll notice down here at the bottom we have a door holder. Come around just a little bit, and you can see once it pushes the screen, or the spring, and you pull that up, and it's now locked in place. So now the door is locked in place. Now we're going to go inside the camper. Since I've already cleaned up and everything, I'm going to take my shoes off. Also, it's a nice thing to do. And we go inside the camper. Inside the camper, you'll notice that the shower door fits much better. Has been adjusted, and it now fits better. The toilet can now flush as it should. We'll just demonstrate that for a moment. Before we flush the toilet, or before we do any water things, first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that this switch is on. It turns our water pump on. And of course we want to make sure also that we have water. So we'll check our fresh water level, and it says here that we have about half a tank, and that's pretty close. We're probably a little closer to 3/4, but we're somewhere between half and 3/4. So it says we have about a half a tank, so we've got plenty. See, we've got off there. Now it's on, and before we go to flush the commode, we now have the pump turned on. As we come into the restroom, you'll notice that you see that the toilet is flushing just as it should. Water swirling around. Put a little bit of water in there as a seal, and everything is good there. Also, you'll notice the shower head. The shower head is fully adjustable as it should be. Has an on and off valve there to make boondocking a little easier. And of course, there's the bathroom, and the door, as you can see, closes very nicely. Here's the sink. It's all ready to go. Of course, the pump is still turned on, so we can have water coming out of the sink. And there we go. As everything as it should be. I didn't really do anything over here, but this is the kitchen area. You'll see the refrigerator, microwave, and the storage up above. There are the cabinet doors. Underneath the cabinet, you'll find a hot water heater. The hot water heater, when you're boondocking, the hot water heater should be switched off. The way you can switch it off is by turning the circuit breaker off, or by unplugging it. As you see, it's plugged in right there. You can unplug it and turn it off that way. Either way is okay. Now, as we make our way around, of course, there's our fantastic fan, also still fully functioning as it should be. To operate the fantastic fan, very easy. Make sure that your fan switch is on, and then you raise. When you raise, it raises it up. And of course, if you want air to come, you need to make sure that you turn the blower on. And there we go. And we have air. Currently it's taking it out. You see the switch is set to out. It could be set to in. Over here you have your thermostat, which you can set at any level there. If we turn the thermostat up, you'll notice it shuts off automatically. When it gets hot enough, it will kick back on again. But currently, we're just going to go ahead and lower that and close the fantastic fan for right now, because we'll be traveling a little bit later on this evening, and we don't want to travel with the fantastic fan up. That could damage it. Then we go to the closet area. Inside the closet area, which is currently latched for travel, undo the travel latch and we can open the closet door. Inside the closet area, you'll notice now that we have 2 voltmeters. The top voltmeter is for the monitoring the solar. The bottom voltmeter is for the batteries. In order to check the solar voltmeter, I have that connected to this switch, which was currently not functioning. But now this switch, if you turn this switch up, you'll notice that now you can read the volts. When it's jiggling like that, that tells you it's actually putting out more than 18 volts. So we know that it's putting out very well. That's why we have the switch, so we don't tear up the voltmeter. So let's turn that off, and now we see that it is currently turned off. As we come around this way, you'll notice we have the air conditioner, and there's a little storage area in that cabinet. Of course, there's a storage area underneath that as well. We'll not be opening that up. The owner has his stuff in there, and we're not going to be messing with that. Around this way, we have the battery access area. In here, you'll have 4 6-volt batteries wired in series parallel. Do need to check the battery levels by taking off the little white things there, the white caps. Check the battery levels once a month to make sure that the battery, the water in the batteries is not too low. You don't want it to get too low. It decreases the life of your battery. As we come around this way, of course, you have the panel for all of our electricals. You'll notice here that on this panel, inside, as you can see, it's labeled there. We have lights, air conditioner, water heater, and kitchen. And those, as you can see, the water heater is turned off, as it should be when you're boondocking. Below, you have a switch to switch from shore power to generator power. And so when we switch it this way, that would be to shore power. Switch it, or excuse me, when you switch it this way, that would be generator power. Switch it this way, that would be shore power. So whichever one is showing, that is the one that you currently have. And it's currently off. And of course we have television, which can be wired into. Yes, of course, we understand that you cannot run shore power and the inverter at the same time. I mean, it could be done, but it's not wise, not advisable. It could damage your inverter, and those inverters are not cheap to repair. And of course, that would void the warranty on the inverter. Now you'll notice here the little plexi Lexan door, access door for the inverter. It's now repositioned so that if we turn the inverter on, you'll notice as it comes on, it gives out readings. You'll notice below it says meter readings, it gives 3 different meter readings. It'll give the AC power watts. It'll also give the DC power voltage, which is usually a 2-digit number with decimal point and 2 digits behind, followed by the AC load voltage. And so that would show us that. You also do have 2 other outputs here if you want to use those at a later time. This one ties into the fuse or the circuit breaker box to allow the entire camper to run off of the inverter. Now we're going to go ahead and turn the inverter off. You'll see there it has 13.99 volts right now, so batteries are well charged right now. And we'll close that up. And of course we do want to make sure that the pump is turned off. We don't want to travel with the pump turned on. That can damage the pump. You'll notice also on the tank monitor, as we checked before, we have about half in the freshwater tank, and the wastewater tank I did empty yesterday or day before, a couple days ago now. It's been emptied and we haven't really run much into it, so it's still at empty. Of course, the radio, in order to turn the radio on, you just hit the source button and the radio comes on. It's currently set to tuner, but we're going to go ahead and turn that off. So there's the radio. Over in this area, of course, you have the sleeping area, and you have your rear window and all these things here. Down below, just below the sleeping area, we have a handy little plug right here for when someone is using the computer, or if they just need to charge something and sit nearby. That's handily available. Up above, of course, we have the skylight.